Woo. You got it. That'll break, so push against the rock. Alright. Now I think we turn around. It's like... Well, when you get down there, it's not gonna go while you're on it, hopefully. This is the dumbest shit thus far.
Hey guys, my name is Brent and we are here at Cerro Gordo, California. I am sitting just outside the Bullion Tunnel here, and this is a mine that I've wanted to get into for a very long time. I think for me, the reason that the Bullion Tunnel is important is because the Bullion potentially connects into the Union Mine. And the Union Mine is why Cerro Gordo is Cerro Gordo. It's a vertical shaft that goes 900 feet straight down with levels every 100 feet that branch off. There's something like 30 miles of mine underneath it, and they pulled close to $500 million worth of minerals out of the Union Mine. The problem is, the only way to get into the mine is through the old hoist. So imagine an elevator that slowly takes you down to each level. But the hoist takes a team. You have to have a hoist operator, you have to have a safety guy. So it's a process to get into the mine, and that way you can't just explore it. You know, there's a team that's involved, and it's hard to ask the people up on the top to wait 8 hours while you look around. And then there's safety issues about coming out, and there's no communication. It's all sorts of stuff. So for me, one of the goals I've had over the last few months is trying to find other ways into the Union Mine.
So tomorrow I plan to make the trip into the Bullion Tunnel and go and try to access the 400 level of the Union Mine through a series of ladders, I believe, that may lead into the 200 level. And so I'm just researching today, and I bought this book off of eBay. It was very expensive. It was almost $100, but it was the last known deep study of the geology of all the mines. And researching that, I found this that talks about a lost burrow formation that is part of the Union Mine, that does connect into the Union Mine. And it says that the lost burrow formation, as early reports indicate, that the upper nearly vertical part had branches and ramifications, one of which led towards the present south drift of the Bullion Tunnel, figure 19, which is down here. And so there is a belief that at some point the Bullion and the Union drifts were very close to each other or connected. So that's the idea tomorrow, is to figure it out. But today is going to be a day of research. So researching this. It's not going to be a very easy descent. It looks pretty difficult. And so I just want to be adequately prepared and have all the knowledge that I can before getting into something like that. If you look in this thing, just every page outlines almost every part of the mine at Cerro Gordo. This thing is going to lead me on 1,000 different adventures that I can't wait to look at that. See, look, whoa. Look, Bullion Tunnel, South Drift. I know where that is. 400 level. There's got to be some connection. This book I purchased is amazing. In the back where there was all these leaflets with more isometric block diagrams of the mines and all sorts of other maps of the mines and the areas. And what got my attention is this. This is on this map. If you look, they color coded it finally. And so this red is the 200 level. And if you see, it goes to the Omega. So that's it, going to the Omega. And here's the Bullion in green over here. And what's interesting is if you look in this giant cavern, which I've been into, it looks like it's almost touching the 200 level. I mean, at the very least, you feel like there's got to be some type of connection there in kind of the back corner of the Bullion. So I think first thing tomorrow is to go to that cave, that giant stope, I believe, see if there's any way to get into the 200 there. I mean, that seems most obvious. And then if not, go back and try to find the ladders that'll potentially go into the 400 level over here. And then, I mean, this is a whole nother day, but getting into the Omega, it seems like a very clean shot right into the heart of the mine and the 200 level. All right, Johnny,
What's up?
we're off to find the Union Mine.
Tag's still on. Got to return. I got 90 days. I got 60 days left on this bad boy.
We are headed into the Bullion Tunnel to hopefully connect into the 200 level of the Union Mine. We're adequately prepared. I got the brightest flashlight in the world. This is the entrance.
100 feet of rope.
We have hundreds of foot of rope, safety harnesses, helmets. Yeah, man, I'm good. Yeah, 1 second. Before we went in there, there's a little bit of nervousness, you know, there's little nerves involved, and we were getting prepared. I drank a coffee, which probably doesn't help your nerves, you know, and then as we got in there, I think as soon as I walked into the mine, all those nerves went away. It's probably like a lot of things in life where you build them up in your head. And there's this quote from, I believe it's Seneca, that says, you suffer more in imagination than in reality. I think that was it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. All right, inside the Bullion, we're gonna check out the first place that might lead to the 200 level, which is the corner of a giant stope. Although, we're a bit hesitant because last time we were in here, Johnny smelled something weird in the corner. But we got our gas meter. So we're gonna check it out. Hopefully not die. So if you're looking at the map, it goes to the right. And then we'll get to the stope over there. You have the meter, right? In preparation for going in there, my friend Johnny and I decided to do an exploratory mission. So just to go back, go to the two places where it could connect to the Union Mine, and just figure out what type of gear we need to bring back there. And when we went to the stope area, the area with the big room, as we went to the back left corner, Johnny got really freaked out. He thought he smelled bad gas, and bad gas is kind of the nightmare of any mine explorer. It can be tasteless and also deadly, so you don't smell the next moment you're dead. And so typically we have 4 gas monitors with us. This day, it wasn't doing anything crazy, but he had this overwhelming sense that there was bad air back in the back left corner. Here we are. It's so big. Let's hope a rock from the ceiling doesn't fall on us. You go through this tiny cave that's maybe 6 foot tall, and suddenly it opens up to 60 foot tall, and it's just, you're just in awe. And remember, you walk down there and you're walking along, and you notice you're walking on these boulders. You know, they're maybe 4 foot wide, might be 6 foot wide, maybe even a 10-foot boulder. And you're like, wow, that's crazy. And you kind of wander, and then you realize they didn't mine it like this. All these boulders that are now on the ground used to be above you in that 60-foot ceiling. All right.
It was somewhere down there, or I don't remember.
Around that corner is supposed to be where it might connect.
Drag this ground up? Or
No, down, yeah.
Oh,
And then we get back to the back left corner, where on the map, maybe it leads into the Union Mine. Johnny kind of goes to the area that he smelled bad gas last time.
that's what I was smelling. Something smelled bad.
Oh, it's a dead. Ew! What the f is that?
We're here. It looks. That's what I was smelling.
That's so gross. Why is it? Dude, you know how that died? Something probably fell on it.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like that rock crushed it.
That's what I'm saying. So like, if that crushed that, it could crush us.
Yeah, well,
What is it?
I don't know.
Bobcat?
Could be some, yeah, it's either a cat or a fox.
It's like molded.
That's what I was smelling, remember?
Yeah.
Something funky, but it wasn't quite.
Ew, look at the blood like driplets on it. It's so gross.
Yeah.
But look how big this cave is. Ready for this?
And so pretty quickly after that, we came to the conclusion that whatever entrance may have been there has collapsed over the years. The rocks have fallen to the point where it's inaccessible.
But look, I mean, like, once upon a time there could have been an opening to here. I mean, all this rock could have fallen down.
Oh yeah, it looks like this. See, look, this definitely fell down from the top.
Right, they didn't mine that down like that.
Right.
I mean, all of this did, which is fucking sketchy.
You go up. Did you go up there last time?
Up where? No.
There's nothing up there.
Maybe just come down from there?
I want to come down.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's a big rock.
Yeah. I just have to go slow.
Maybe we just get
My
out.
mind about this place, it's too sketchy.
Let's just get out of this room.
Yeah.
All this shit fell down, and if one of these falls, it's the last rock that falls on us. You know?
Yeah, this is too sketchy.
I mean, look how big that fucking thing is.
Yeah.
But like, who knows what was underneath here? But that it is something up there.
I mean, we can repel from it once we find how to get.
Get up there, yeah. Let's get out of here.
I am
On board with that?
on board.
Yeah, I'll
After
get
seeing that animal.
out of this. Yeah. I mean, it's fresh too. There's still driplets of blood,
Yeah.
so it can't be that.
And it smelled stronger last time we were here.
I mean, so yeah, it could have just gotten killed in the last month. Look at this blocks of wood, like everything.
Why are we up here?
Oh, dude. 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 I found a huge piece of galena. It's so heavy. It's like, it's this big.
I just want to see how far it goes.
All right, careful. Careful, dude. A lot of moving around.
Yeah, hold on.
Johnny took a little detour on the way out, tried to find this hole.
Okay, it
What?
looks like it ends down here.
Why don't we just say fuck this whole?
The whole hole?
Yeah.
Wasn't going anywhere, and so we left and headed to the ladders. It was a decent walk to get there. If you look on the map, it's a pretty big hike to get back in there.
I think the reason why I'm getting lightheaded
Yeah.
is because I'm not taking enough oxygen.
Right.
But there's no other bad air. I looked at the numbers
Yeah.
and it just shows low oxygen.
All right. Well, I mean,
It's not showing
right. The
anything
night.
bad, just low oxygen.
Okay.
Oh, that's true.
Much more damp.
We both have gas meters on, and Johnny starts freaking out a little bit. It first gives a verbal warning. It says, warning, low oxygen.
How do you know it's fine? Isn't that the reason we have that thing?
you gotta look at the numbers. I read this research on it.
Yeah.
It'll start.
And then it just starts freaking out.
All right. Now I think we turn around.
Johnny looks down, basically completely ignores it and keeps walking. And I turn around a little bit to not go any further. I look at mine, and mine's calibrated as well, and it's not going off. So that's a little bit of, eases your concern a little bit. And we wait there for maybe 30 seconds. His stops freaking out, so we continue. Going into this thing, bad air was one of the main things I was worried about, and to have the alarm just flashing in your face doesn't calm those nerves by any means.
Look at that blue. Yeah? Now we're back in the straightaway section, which if the map is correct, will dead end somewhere and potentially lead to ladders down to the 200 level. Looks like there's some claps ahead of us though.
We finally get to the first one. Terrible ladders, like very moist, obviously rotten.
Look,
Oh, that? Is this the other down you haven't been down?
I have not been down this.
Should we go down that?
Let me show you the one other ladder.
Okay.
I mean, if we could tie off somewhere, I'd be okay with that, but... Ah. Ladders. Why did it have to be ladders? Careful.
Johnny decides to go down first, and I'm going to spot him going down.
Hey, you got your rope's caught. You got to get it down first.
I know.
Okay.
Just trying to get on this step.
There's this cool shot, so I take out my phone. The ladder just breaks right underneath him, and you see him just fall. And I was so shocked that, like, I didn't even say anything or react. I just kind of quietly watched, and I'm like,
Should we just say fuck this ladder then?
I can recon it for you.
Did a rung just give out?
Yes. I felt it's giving too, I just didn't get off of it.
it's never worth pushing the envelope, right? There's much more to Cerro Gordo. There's a lot of things to do here. I don't need to be risking it on bad ladders. But Johnny found like a ledge down there.
But there's like 6 foot of ladder rungs out here. Did all these break on the way down?
Yeah, it's not 6 feet, is it?
Yeah.
Is it really?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row that are out.
Oh, I didn't even... So then you'll leave the ascenders in 3 sections. That section, this section down here, which is another 10 feet or so.
Are there any rungs below me that are broken that you can see?
Not yet, but they are weak.
Right.
I broke a couple up there where you just saw, on the way down,
Yeah.
and I broke a couple down here. So hold on, this one's broken. Your next step is broken. So step off to the side,
Right.
and then descend down with your descender.
Where?
Right down this way. See how all of these are missing?
Yeah.
And then once you get down there, it's open again. But I couldn't see. Where's your light?
It's my backpack. Here, maybe I'll...
You want to leave that here? And we can just light it up, because I can't see beyond this point. And
Let me just blast it real quick.
Yeah.
And I get to the ledge that Johnny's talking about. But then below the ledge is just a straight vertical drop for maybe 50 feet down to collapse.
It's all collapsed down there.
Is it?
See?
Oh, yeah. See, but there's shit down there. Or I couldn't see anything.
Is there a tunnel over there, just across from you?
No. It's not a tunnel.
So there might be one right below this ladder though, huh?
There might be, yeah. That's why I was telling you should check it out.
Like where that board is across?
Yeah. It's up to you.
You got it. Stick your ass out. Push against the rock with your feet. That'll break, so push against the rock. And push against the beams too. There you go. You got it. Unsweep. Okay. Your only way down now is descending on the rope.
Right.
And ascending.
So don't use that ladder.
Do not use the ladder.
Right.
But you're almost there. It goes just down there. You have ascenders with you, or you need mine?
I don't have any centers. Hold on. Give me the big light. There's a level right below us.
There is, yeah. That's what I want to check out, but do you want to swap harnesses or you want to continue?
I can do it.
Okay.
I'm just formulating a plan in my head.
Yeah.
And so I'm on this old beam that I don't like being on. Neither of us are really feeling it. The coffee we drank before we got in there wore off. The excitement of it wore off. And it's just like, man, this is pretty sketchy. So I got out the rope ladder because I see another level of the mine right below us.
I mean, where can we, if that rope ladder can get us almost all the way there. Look at, I'm putting all my weight in the world on this beam I'm standing on.
Yeah.
This rope ladder will get us there.
Okay.
Easy, we don't have to use it. So let's tie that off to this beam. What I need to do, and this is gonna be sketchy, we need to get rid of this beam. This beam isn't tied down,
Okay.
but
Yeah, we'll get rid of it.
but the other beam is. Or maybe we just avoid it. We just know to not use it.
With ladders back in the mines, I'm never trusting them walking up, and I'm never trusting them necessarily going down. I always have a rope. So if the ladder were to break, I have a rope secured above me that theoretically would keep me in place in the harness. I tie off this rope ladder to this beam, and I told Johnny I would just go down to the next level to see if it connects to anything else.
This is the dumbest shit thus far.
Are you gonna come down or no? Because you don't have one of these.
I could if you want me to. I think I can get on that rope pretty easy.
Right.
Yeah. Just let me know how. If there's a hole
Into?
then yeah, I'll come down.
Right. I don't like this. This ladder just gotta go. It's like...
Well, when you get down there, it's not gonna go while you're on it, hopefully. But when you're down there, can you just kick it out of the way?
I was nervous. This wasn't my most comfortable thing that I've ever done.
Yeah, there's a shaft here. I'm almost there.
You want me to come down?
Give me 1 second to recon. I'm gonna unattach for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, man, come down. Careful.
Safe.
You're almost here. No, I don't think anyone's been over it. It's the great unknown. Look, there's track up there. Track and collapse. Thought it was a rock. Didn't get all the track out of here. Maybe those Ann Cadberg or something. Okay. Well, look, I was walking over here and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then boom, there's the other ladder.
This chute is huge. You're just looking down into nothingness.
Well, you know what's after ladders? More ladders. Don't drop it. Okay. So we're headed down, trying to find some mine. With just luck.
Oh, shit.
You got problems?
I guess it's for it to catch you. You have to bring more rope down
Okay.
to continue going.
What? Johnny? No. Johnny. Hold on, man. Just give me a minute. Oh shit. Fuck. Dude. Fuck. Oh. The rope fell from the top.
What's that?
The rope fell on me. And then the ladder broke.
Are you stuck here?
I mean, I'm back on a ledge, so I'm gonna tie it off here and throw it down to you, but we're gonna have to find a different way out.
We can go back the same way we came.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Alright, lay it off.
Alright, hold on. Fuck that.
So I thought that the rope had broken above me and the ladder broke. So I was essentially, well, are we stuck? Because you figure if the rope broke and the ladder broke, those were our two ways out of here. And so we would have been in a pretty bad state.
That was scary.
The dynamic rope fell on you?
Yeah. Imagine how scary that is. Then you're just free hanging there. Fuck that. God damn it.
And I sat there on the ledge for a little bit, shaken, just kind of like collecting my thoughts. And I kept pulling on the rope, trying to get it down to retie it off somewhere else. And then I realized that it hadn't broken. It had just had about 10 foot of slack in it somehow. When the ladder broke, because there was slack, that's why I free fell, because there's no tension on it. By that point, I just had that scare. Johnny had a scare before that earlier in the trip. 2 of my lights were dead. The big light was dead, and then one of my headlamps was dead, and one of my GoPros. And even though Johnny was maybe 50 feet from the bottom of this thing, he was almost to knowing definitively whether the Bullion Tunnel connects into the Union. We decided to call it. We had been down there for 4 hours, and so it was time to go. We only had an hour to get back out and text my friend that we were okay. So we called it, but then you realize when you call it, you still have to get out of this thing. So then you got to start back. And the only way back was getting back on this ladder that I just felt like I was going to die on. Being afraid of heights and having that feeling, it's just never a feeling that I'll ever shake. You just feel like you're falling into the pit of nothingness. So I remember getting back on the ladder. I was like, no. And then I'm just breathing super heavy, climbing back up this ladder.
That. Oh no.
Had enough?
Yeah. How about you?
Sort of, yeah. I'm just kind of bummed with the whole rope situation and leaving the ladder there and my glove. 3 things.
By the time we got out of this mine, it was dark out. You know, you go in when it's bright and then you leave and it's dark out. And I went to bed that night and I remember I didn't really sleep well, just thinking of what was there and that we were so close to this mission that we had laid out. And so I think in the days since, I've come to the realization that we're gonna go back. I mean, it's the only way to do it. We were 50 feet from knowing definitively if the Bullion does connect to the Union. I know what I'm getting into now. I know the difficult parts. An answer will be found. So I'm going back in soon. Look out for it in a future video, probably within the next month. But as always, thank you guys so much for checking out this channel. It really means everything to me. And it's just been amazing to see the community gather around this thing. You know, I try to be in the chat during the premiere and there's just people from all over the world. You know, let me know where you're from below. But thank you so much. If you haven't already, I hope you subscribe to this channel. It just means a lot to me. Leave a comment of other types of videos you want to see. Share this with a friend. I don't know. But until then, I'm gonna keep exploring. So keep watching for the next video and I will see you guys later.